Well, there are growing fears now among Olympic athletes and fans worldwide over the looming threat of the Zika virus. The World Health Organization has said that there's no public health justification to postpone the Rio Olympics, which do get underway in August. But that is not enough reassurance for athletes such as Chicago Bulls center Pau Gasol, just the latest of many athletes now. The Spanish basketball player is to say that he is considering skipping the Summer Games due to the threat of the virus. Here with her take on this issue and many others, Dara Torres, a five-time Olympic swimmer, a panelist on the all-female sports show We Need to Talk. It returns for its spring premiere tonight on the CBS Sports Network. So much to get to, Dara. First of all, you sure you don't want to make it 6?
You know,
there's still time. There's still time.
There's a month until trials, right? No, you know, I'm just one of these people that when I'm done, I'm done. At least now. Before in the past, when I was younger,
I was going to say that may be the least true thing.
Well, age has a little bit to do. Well, no, age has a little bit to do with that. I think if I was able to swim the event one time, I would have a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, preliminaries, semifinals, and finals, and my body just can't recover quick enough.
It happens. We usually see it in the run-up to the Olympics. Most host cities face intense scrutiny.
Yeah.
Every problem is found, and you know, things are solved one way or another. But I cannot remember a city in recent memory that has really been in the crosshairs quite like Rio is, for many reasons. But specifically now, with regard to the Zika virus, if this was one of the other 5 Olympics in which you swam, how much pause would this give you?
I think it's different for individual sport athletes and team sport athletes. Individual sport athletes, this is their goal their whole entire life.
Yeah.
You talk about the NBA players, you know, they have the NBA finals, golf has the Masters, but this is it for individual sport athletes. So I don't think you'll see as many individual sport athletes dropping out. I also don't think the USOC would put the athletes at risk if it really was a huge risk. It's not to downplay the Zika virus. I'm actually going to work over there. My daughter is participating in the opening ceremonies with a bunch of like 100 other kids. I talked to my healthcare provider. He basically said the worst Zika can get for you guys is for my daughter and myself is a flu. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't even know that you have it. And so I felt comfortable with that. I'm 49. I'm not going to get pregnant anytime soon or ever again. And, I think that the athletes have to take precautions, what the CDC says. As we talked before coming on air about the women waiting 8 weeks before getting pregnant, the men wait 6 months before they try to get someone pregnant. So they need to follow those guidelines to be safe.
It does loom. To the games, however, Michael Phelps, again, he hung them up in 2012. I can always, look, especially with regard to swimming, you guys are staring at a lane line for hours every day. He has the most recent haul, retires in 2012, but he's back. What can we expect of, arguably, I don't even know if it's arguable anymore, but the best who ever did it? What can we expect from Michael Phelps?
You know, I think his best was in 2008. In 2012, there's been a lot of talk, and he's talked about it openly, about the issues he's had, missing practices, just not being there mentally. When he said that was it, I actually went on Twitter and tweeted right afterwards, who wants to bet that Michael Phelps will be back? And he came back on Twitter and said, I will. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe he's really serious. But I know, having made lots of comebacks, that you really miss the sport. It's your life. He's not at his peak yet, I don't think. The difference is that I don't think he'll be going for 8 events. I don't know personally, but I just think that's a lot for being his age now, 30 years old, to be going for 8 events. Your body needs to recover, but I think he will do great. There's no way, being as competitive as he is, that he'll put himself out there and not be the best that he can be.
And so then here come all these notions sort of dovetailing that here's somebody who's done it. So to put him in harm's way, again, he recently became a father.
Yes.
How much put aside Zika, which could be a pandemic or it could be nothing, I guess only time will tell, but how much do things like political unrest and crime and the other issues plaguing Rio, how much do those play into an athlete's awareness when you're heading over there to not just do a job, but really get done what you've worked for your whole life?
Well, I have been in 5 Olympic Games, and the worst for us probably was in Seoul, Korea in '88, and they had guys with machetes standing outside our Olympic Village, and that was a little bit scary. If we went into town, they'd have to take their machetes with us and go shopping with us. But, there's always something at an Olympic Games. Again, I don't think the USOC would put the athletes at harm's way if there was a big risk with someone's life at stake.
Your take, because we're not just talking Olympics. You saw it last night. Bernie Sanders saying that this was a good omen, trying to, I guess, turn a 73-win Golden State Warriors team into something of a scrappy underdog with whom he could equate his own theoretical comeback in the looming California primary. What'd you make of what some have said was some of the greatest pandering any politician has ever done? And really, what'd you think of the theater of a Game 7 last night?
Oh, it was an unbelievable game. I think that the whole series between Golden State and Oklahoma City was unbelievable. I mean, here Golden State was sort of the team to watch for, and they come into the finals and are down 3-1. I don't think anyone thought that they would be able to come back and pull it back. So I can understand Bernie Sanders' sort of analogy of making a comeback, but it was just awesome to see, and I'm very excited to see what happens between Cleveland and Golden State. And we actually have Grant Hill on tonight on We Need to Talk, and we'll get to talk to him about the NBA Finals.
What has been the reaction with regard to social media? I asked because recently we had Sarah Spain from ESPN on discussing the project that she and Julie DeCaro did, which was a PSA about the savagery that women in particular face on sports Twitter, if you will. This show, when it was launched, made ambitious a thing that I hope one day, for my daughter's sake, if nothing else, is no big deal at all. But it certainly was a big step forward. I wonder, what's been the reaction when you, on a show, simply opine as you can?
You know, you just have to take one day at a time. You know, us on our show, we have our opinions as women, and I think that's what makes our show so strong, is that we're able to say our opinions, and if someone's against it, they're against it. You know, men say things too, and people are against that. So I don't know why we have to be categorized as, oh, you know, women said that, but you know, I'm very proud of our show, and I'm very honored and humbled to be a part of this group of 12 women who aren't afraid to give their opinions.
Some of my very favorite colleagues of all, you of course included, Dara Torres. We really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Again, you can watch it. We Need to Talk. We do and did on the CBS Sports Network. It is Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern.